Well, this is a test here. See if this works. I bought this about 2 months ago, and I'm just getting around to figuring it out. It's I had to get an adapter for my phone. It's a Mac Mini, so we'll see. We'll see if it works here. I guess if you can hear me, we'll know it works. I'm gonna do a cross, and I'll be over at the table saw and or not the table saw, miter box. Put all this back before I lose it. Get that right there. Alrighty. Well, I may not talk here too much. So I cut off my fingers. These are getting pretty wild looking. The trick is to get them square. Let me see. I use this one up. I use one face and I square off of that. Usually go with the flattest face. This is actually a pretty challenging piece of wood, so if I make this one a success, shorten it first. Going to the table saw, or not the table saw, miter box. Why do I keep saying table saw? Can you still hear me? Use that as the top, or that as the top. I think I'll use this as the top. Don't cut your thumb. This is one squirrely piece of wood here. I'm not going to lie. Okay, now you can see I've pretty much got the top squared. Kinda. Allegedly. And I think I'm going to use this face Need to do it a little bit more. Each time I make a cross, I think of the soul that God is going to give it to. And hopefully it pays an eternal dividend. If this mic isn't working, that's going to be funny. Okay, now I need a cross piece. This one is really wild. It's a little narrower, but I think that'll work. Like so. Going back to the miter saw. And this is actually not too bad. You don't want to start off with the part that you mark being wider, because where your marks are, then the face that meets will have a gap. And then I usually cut this out, this notch I use on the miter box. And sorry I can't show you with the camera. I want to keep my fingers. Guess I need a cameraman. See what I did. And then you just chisel that piece out. Like so. Get rid of some of these. Well, let's see how we did here. Pretty good. And then I flip it over, center it, and mark this side. And then this, it's too small to hold in the miter box. I want to keep all my fingers. So I just lock it in a vise like that, and I use my little Japanese dovetail saw. And I just kind of eyeball it. It's usually when I come down close to the to the miter box or to the workbench. Like so. And the same thing. I need to put a mark on there so I remember which which way I think it was that way. And that's a little tight because it's a little bit, it's on a wedge. It should go. I'm hitting something. It's sitting on the back. Yep, that was it. Clicked into spot. And there you go. And then, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I use a rasp. Here, let me see if you can see that. There. Real high production. Or I should say real professional production here. Well, if this mic works, I guess that's improvement. But I just kind of hit all four corners. When I'm making crosses, I'm always singing that song by the Police. Instead of every breath you take, every cross I make. Okay. Can't remember if it went that way or the other way. I guess that way. And there you go. And then I put a little spot of glue. I used the Loctite number 3. Put a little dab right there. Like so. And then try not to get too much, but you want to get enough. If you get too much, it squirts out like that, and then you have to cut it off with a chisel after it dries. But that started off as a pretty gnarly piece of wood, and it didn't turn out too bad. But yeah, as you can see, the key is getting it squared, getting it basically building a little timber frame by hewing and hocking with your broad axe or your axe. So, well, we'll see if the sound worked. All right, take care. God bless.